Okay, in which case, if everyone can please close your eyes.
Yes.
Don't forget to mute.
Don't forget to mute everyone.
Sorry, were you trying to say something there? Okay, let's start off. Let's start off by having our Brothers Grimm wake up. Do you want to give me a name? Three, two, one. Okay, let's try that again. What happens is you write down the name, I count down, you both show it. Don't put down that same name, because the idea is you have to call, is that not that you discuss it, the idea is that you both pick independently, and if you get the same name, then you get to see, okay? So once you've got your name, give me a thumbs up, then I'll count down. We'll get the hang of this. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Werewolves, wake up. There should be this many of you. Okay, go back to sleep. Insomniac, wake up. Thank you. Okay, I don't think there's anyone else who acts at night. I'm going to, for Adam's benefit, call a few other roles to just wake up and confirm you've got your role, and it also lets me make sure nothing's gone wrong. So the Apprentice, you can just quickly wave. Thank you, and go back to sleep. Cursed. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Hunter. Thank you. And go back to sleep. Werewolf Hunter. Thank you. And go back to sleep. And the Wolf Cub. Thank you. And go back to sleep. Okay, everyone can wake up. No one has. Well, Adam's been killed. I'm still alive. That's why you're hearing from me and I'm moderating. But that's why you haven't seen Adam in any recent games. So do you want to try and work out who's responsible for it?
So we've got the Wolf Cub.
Yeah.
Potentially we do.
Right. And he didn't call the Leprechaun.
He
True.
said Wolf Cub might be in the game.
Right.
Oh.
So the
Is
curse
Leprechaun
now
definitely in the game?
Sorry, the Leprechaun is definitely in the game. It is my fault for not calling in my will tomorrow. They don't, there's nothing for them to do night 0, so.
So the curse now they are cursed?
Yeah, he
Yes.
said that the curse would know.
Oh, I didn't catch that before.
So they have a choice whether they want to die as a villager or if they
I
want
guess,
to.
yeah.
Is there any rules about what advice we can give the Brothers Grimm about what to do? Because they sound like they were useless last night.
Yeah, I did wonder what was going on there, because like I thought everybody knew what happened with that, and then
No, you're allowed to talk about it as much as you like.
Well, it seems to me that
Oh,
it's someone that's
whoa.
never played Brothers Grimm before, like with a Brothers Grimm before. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know. I've not played much with them. I just don't know, like ideas, like start at the beginning and just work your way through, or.
I don't think trying to figure out who the Brothers Grimm is good for the village.
Right.
So
I
I
don't
No,
would
no,
know.
not
knock
saying do
off
it.
those
It's just
kinds
giving
of
them
comments.
advice.
no,
to
I
how
think
maybe
he
to-
just
like-
wants to give him advice.
how to play.
Yeah.
I mean-
I'd say either alphabetically or numbers.
Yeah, so what Graham always says is pick the person after one of the Brothers Grimm, and obviously it's 2 possible people, and the one higher up on the alphabet should be picked first. So let's say I'm a Brothers Grimm and Barbie is one. So our picks would be Connie and Jerry. But since Connie starts with a C, should be Connie. And then you just go round the clock. I mean, that's one of the suggestions Graham gives.
I
don't know, like alphabetical order is
yeah, alphabetical order or number order.
I don't know.
I don't know
Sure.
about whatever.
But we can talk about it.
Right,
For me,
yeah.
I suppose that if Anna's always going to get checked first, you do it in alphabetical order. Or Alex, sorry. Alex
Yeah, that's why I meant starting from the Brothers Grimm position.
Well, I mean, it's
They're
however
obviously
they
not
feel.
going to check themselves.
It also depends who the Brothers Grimm are. If one of them is a vocal player, they might be able to casually suggest someone without it getting too much attention.
Right, because
Yeah.
Because you can't be too
I'm
obvious about it
suspicious
because
of Jerry.
And then
Well,
never
yeah,
talk
I
about it again.
don't be suspicious of me because
I
I'm
don't think you should try to give visual clues or vocal clues or anything, because that's just going to lead to the werewolves either figuring out who you're targeting or.
I think it only works.
Yeah, we don't want to spend the whole
in
day
some
just figuring out
circumstances.
a strategy for.
Well, it's not the worst thing, but I don't know.
I don't think we should spend the entire.
I don't know if there is a timer or not, Elliot, but
Yeah.
What's the
Is it-
timer? Or no timer?
Oh,
Is it just when you get
do
bored?
we have
or-
a timer?
You've got just over 4 minutes.
What?
Oh,
Jeez.
That's short.
No, I've given you a bit more time. You've already had 2 or 3 minutes today.
Yeah.
6
funny
minutes per
with
day.
it.
Oh my
6
god.
It's still very
Game.
short.
Oh.
so we need to think. And I take it it's the 3 nomination system.
Well, there's a lot of really uncomfortable werewolfy looking people in the
4
bottom half of these numbers. So I want to hear from Davey. I want to hear from Manny. I'd like
I
to
want to
hear from
Manny
Eddie.
for sure. Davey, and Chris. I'd like to hear from Chris as well.
I'm always quiet on day one. I usually don't have any input day one. I think the more we talk about Brothers Grimm, the more it's going to be confusing for the Brothers Grimm to find out what to do. And then, oh, I had another thought, but I just forgot what it was. I don't remember what else I was going to say. I don't have any reads on anyone yet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Davey said. I don't think we really should be talking about the Brothers Grimm, and I certainly don't think the Brothers Grimm should be trying to, like, wink, wink, pick this person tonight either.
I think it might be it might be helpful because it's one of the best roles, obviously, to get information. So if the Brothers Grimm are picking different names all the time and they're not be managing to check anything.
Yeah, but any hints you give to one particular Brothers Grimm, you give to everybody, which includes.
I guess if
you don't want to hint too much because otherwise you die.
Right.
Also, the Brothers Grimm would just kill the person they're checking.
Right, that too.
But then I guess if they don't, well, whatever. I don't know. I mean, the werewolves would kill the people the Brothers Grimm are checking. I don't know.
I mean, like, say it was alphabetical. Even though it's kind of like, obvious, like what the Brothers Grimm were doing. At least they are getting some information rather than randomly not getting any information.
I think we're focusing a wee bit too much on this.
Yeah,
Whatever
I
system
agree
they choose-
with Manny. Let's just
Let's move on.
and move on.
Yeah, whatever system they choose. We'll probably figure it out midway through the game what they picked. Doesn't matter.
Well, hopefully they'll get
Probably no one.
especially later on.
I want to know,
Hopefully sooner than later.
Anna, what was this about Chris? Because we were talking about Davey and Manny, and didn't you pop up and say Chris when we mentioned Davey?
Well, I said I would like to hear from Chris as well, because Alex said there was uncomfortableness in the bottom half, and I said I'd like to hear from them as well as Chris.
Okay, it's just because there's 2 Chris's, and so.
Oh, Chris R. Sorry, Chris R. And then I'm sorry, I'm surrounded by Chris's. I didn't even realize.
I definitely agree that we shouldn't talk about the Brother Grimms anymore because we have not much time left in the day, and it should maybe be used to talk about reads on people. I don't have any particular reads as of now, but maybe someone else has, and they should get it maybe out before the timer runs out.
How much time do we have left?
2.
It's done. I'm not going to just cut you off. What I am going to do is do the Tom Vassal approach where I start pushing you increasingly for
Okay.
nomination.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So I would like us to get to the first nomination, please.
I'll nominate Anna.
I'll second.
Okay. Anna, do you want to give her the fence?
Sure, I'm a plain villager. I've noticed that Connie hasn't said anything at all, so she's on my sus list, and I don't have a read on Jerry yet. I have written down Eddie's name because I feel very uncomfortable with how he was pushing the Brothers Grimm issue, and I don't think that's beneficial to the village at all. Yeah, but I'm just a plain villager. I don't have any role, so.
Okay, thank you. Let's vote. Up to save, down to kill. In 3, 2, 1, vote. Five down, that's not going to be enough.
Wow.
Just like Connie is always quiet.
Well,
no, she's not.
Okay, I think the thing is
Someone
that
don't
one
like you,
is
Anna.
generic. Like those are the ones you go to all the time. That's not necessarily like I have a sus on that. That's just it's always Connie, it's always Jerry.
No, it's not.
I mean, that's something to hide behind when you have nothing useful to give the village, say, because you're a werewolf.
Well, the thing I don't like,
Oh.
I'll let you respond to that. It's fine.
Well, no, I don't always go to Connie and Jerry. Connie did not say anything, and I play with Connie in real life too. Connie is not always quiet. Sometimes she pops in, and a lot of times she does pop in on day one. So no, I don't have a read in Jerry, but Eddie is on my sus list. That's what I said.
I'd like us to move towards the second nomination.
You got a date tonight, Elliott.
The thing I didn't like about Anna's defense was that she called out Eddie for pushing Brothers Grimm, but I wrote her down as the first person who made a comment about the Brothers Grimm that kind of led towards finding them.
No. I was not the first person. I responded and said, it sounds like it's somebody that's never played with Brothers Grimm before. I was the second person that said anything, not the first.
Yeah, I was the first
nomination.
Whatever.
Was it? Like I have Anna's name.
Elliott
down
wants
four
us
times
to
in the
nominate.
first round, so just.
Yeah, I've got it down.
I mean, like, I only talked about it because I don't fully agree that it's a bad thing to talk about. I do think there is some benefit in talking about the strategy about who they should be picking. So that's why I talked about it.
Can I assume there's no more nominations then?
No, you cannot.
You need to nominate Luciana.
Luciana, who do you want to nominate?
I also have Anna written down because I remember
Nominate her
she was
again.
being the first one to address.
I'll nominate Anna.
I'll second it.
Yeah. I'll second it if Alex
You're
can.
the last one. Okay, that's fine. Jesse and Luciana, that's. Anna, do you want to give a second defense?
I'm a plain villager. That's fine. They can come after me. They're just going to kill a villager and.
Okay, voting in 3, 2, 1, vote.
Oops.
Okay, that's more than half.
Take out Flick.
And Anna shoots Flick, and Flick dies.
Anna was the werewolf hunter. So.
Anna was a werewolf. Flick was not. Okay, everyone close your eyes.
Mute.
Actually, sorry, wait. I may or may not need to send a message because of the Insomniac. So
You mean Apprentice? Apprentice?
Yeah. So I got my night order here and I've been mixing it up and I think okay, I think I'm fine actually. Can close your eyes.
Mute, please.
And that should be everyone apart from me muted. Let's start with werewolves to make it simple. Who do you want to snack on? Okay, thank you. Go to bed. Let's have Leprechaun next. Up if you want to move it up, down if you want to move it down, nothing if you don't. Okay, thank you. Brothers Grimm. Write a name down. Okay, 3, 2, 1, show. Thank you. Go to sleep. Insomniac. Wake up. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Anyone who thinks I should have called you in the night and I didn't? No, that's good. Everyone wake up. And you wake up to find everyone still alive.
The curse turned already. Did anyone notice anyone giving a clue?
Well, it's either that or the werewolves were dumb and attacked me when I had an ivory tower.
I had the same thought.
Probably the curse.
I'm going to say up front a couple of things in time. I'm going to give you again about 7 minutes before I start pushing you for nominations. If you wish to talk after a nomination and discuss it, I suggest you do a nomination during those 7 minutes, and then I won't count the time from the nomination as part of it.
So it's either Alex or cursed, right?
Right.
The leprechaun is
Has to
only
be, yeah.
protection.
We don't have a bodyguard.
No protection, and Elliott said werewolves would die if they attack each other. So, yeah.
I mean, they could have potentially like targeted somebody near me, and then the leprechaun switched it onto me, knowing it wouldn't go through.
Yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Can I ask for a second? I have no idea what's going on. That's why I'm not talking. I don't know what any of these roles are.
Yeah.
Do you need a quick explanation? Well,
yeah. Elliott, can you
somebody put it in chat or something? I really don't know what's going on.
I will answer any rules questions around it. Can't as part of your time, but I do need the
Well, you should just explain what the roles
okay,
do.
if the question is just to go through the roles.
Can you pause the timer?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're the man.
So if I start off with werewolves,
I understand werewolves.
They kill someone each night. There's a werewolf hunter and there's a werewolf cub. Werewolf hunter.
Yeah, I got those. I meant Leprechaun and Brothers Grimm. I don't know what they are.
Leprechaun, it moves the target, so it can move the person who gets killed one up or one down.
Okay, like the bus driver.
No. But a little less chaotic in some ways. It's only the person who gets killed, but they know who's being targeted.
More predictable.
And they can't save the same person twice. They can't save themselves. So
they know who's targeted, and then they can move it on to somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a weak protection roll. Brothers Grimm wake up together at night, write down a name. If they give me the same one, they get a seer check on them.
If they come up with the same name, they get what?
a seer check on them.
Okay, all right, that's all I needed to know.
Okay, and there's an Insomniac who gets told if the person on either side of them wakes up, and there's an Apprentice who basically takes over the first interesting villager role to die.
Okay. All right, I feel
Okay, the Apprentice takes over any role. Nice.
Yeah.
So they would only take over one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not Frankenstein.
Yeah, so it's like a weak version of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Leprechaun will, should actually know if the curse did turn. The Leprechaun will know who the werewolf is, which is good info.
True.
Right.
Lucas, why did you vote up on Anna?
Because I wasn't sure that she's a werewolf or not.
I actually believe those who voted up more because
the
once
second time
you voted
I was thinking
down.
the same. I was
Yeah,
thinking the same.
Yeah, I was thinking that one of the 5 people that that voted down the first time was probably a wolf. That was Simon.
First
Luciana.
time or second time?
First time.
Oh, okay. Because I'm more source of people who voted down on the second time.
That's a
lot. Oh yeah, for sure. No.
Everyone except
But
Lucas.
that was like everybody.
Oh, that was everyone except Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're sussing a lot of people there, Luciana.
That's a very dangerous village then.
Including yourself.
Lucas, did you vote down the first time?
No.
So Alex, who did you write down again? Me?
So the first time it was you and me, and then it was Simon and Manny and Flick, who's dead.
What did you write down for? I'm sorry.
People who voted down for Flick the first go around when I nominated her.
I didn't like the thing about Eddie because I thought he was, and not to disagree with you guys, but a lot of you were saying, sorry, I voted down on the first one because I didn't like what she was saying about Eddie. However, I almost voted up on the second one because everyone then suddenly went whoosh on her and saying she was the first one to bring up Brothers Grimm, and it was actually me. So
yeah,
I
wasn't saying that she was the first one to bring up.
No, but a lot of people
Grimm.
were. Or sorry, at least 2 people were that I heard.
Well, I was the one that made that argument, and I was saying that she was the person who brought up the first comment that was kind of like hinting towards who they might be. Like, let's go in this direction, I think there were a number of people who were saying we should talk about the Brothers Grimm and like maybe give them a strategy hint or something like that. And then she kind of chimed in with this. Well, it seems like they're somebody inexperienced.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So I didn't
wolves,
understand that first time. Sorry. I thought you were just saying that she was the first one to bring it up. But yeah, she was the one. Yeah, I think you're entirely right.
This Brothers Grimm duo, if one dies, does the other one become a hunter or not in this scenario?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Alex, I just didn't like what she said about Connie because I know Connie is silent. I've never at the beginning of the game, Connie doesn't really speak, and that's what just stuck out to me.
Yeah,
I almost voted up. I
you,
voted up the first time, but I voted down because it just didn't sound great. Like what she was saying didn't sound great. I almost put it down the first time, but I was like, it's so early in the day. On the first day, I didn't want to. But then I thought there's not going to be someone else up there who I find more suspicious. But I found like through her talking, it makes me less suspicious of Chris R. Like, I don't think she would bring Chris R's name up like that if she were bad. I also am less suspicious of Connie. I think Luciana's good. I think Manny's good. I think Sherry's good. I think I love you all. You guys are all great.
I don't know about Manny though.
Question mark.
Manny, what do you think?
I think there's a possibility that she named somebody that was a werewolf in her string of people that were considered suspicious.
Yeah,
I think player.
See, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I had Jerry like down as like not feeling good about her based on what Anna was saying, like how Anna said, I'm not sure about Jerry. But then today she kind of, I don't know, like I kind of feel a little bit better about Jerry today, but I could be wrong.
A very easy thing for Anna to throw me under the bus one way or the other.
I feel that she wouldn't have called out a wolf before she was nominated, but in her defense, people she called out in her defense that have a higher possibility to be a wolf, I guess.
I'm going to start to encourage a nomination because otherwise you talk for the next half an hour.
I'll nominate Manny.
Second.
Manny, you've been nominated.
I'm just a plain villager. I'm thinking if the leprechaun will know if the curse turned. So I'm not necessarily saying that they should come out, but I think that probably means that either Barbie or Luciana were targeted last night and they moved it to Alex, which would be a really smart move. So I'm leaning against that there's a curse that's turned. I still agree with what I said before. I think there probably was one wolf in the players that Anna was going after. But I don't know enough about the people here to like know for sure if it's any one of those people yet. So
Do you have any suspicions, Manny, at all?
I don't have suspicions, but I'm back and forth between Jerry and Eddie, but that's reading into what Anna was doing, which could just be, you know, trickery to throw us off in the later game.
Okay, voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. Looks like you survive.
Perfect.
So Chris A, thoughts? Not heard you speak yet.
I'm trying to work out who to trust. I mean, let's see. So definitely don't want to say more about the Brothers Grimm, but I think they do need a bit more guidance because it sounds like they're still not agreeing.
What makes you think that? No.
Oh, I'm so suspicious of Chris A.
Really? Why? I am not suspicious of Chris A. Put that
But
on the
it's
record,
taking
Adam.
way too long.
Is that a nomination?
I'll nominate Davey.
I'll second David.
Okay, let's hear the fence.
Yep. The two people that I'm most suspicious of is Manny and Jerry. Chris A, I didn't like what he was just trying to say or didn't say. What I said yesterday about the Brother Grimm still stands. If they're not in sync, I think one person should give a strategy and then no one else talk about it for the rest of the day, because then hopefully they can follow that strategy and then be in sync. Because what I was saying yesterday was when 5 people are saying, oh, they could do this, or they could do this, or they could do this, and when it was convoluted, then they're like, okay, well now they have a 20% chance of matching up. So if anyone's going to give a strategy, I don't think anyone else should. I'm not going to because I don't know the best strategy. And then I have Alex, Luciana, and Jesse as the people that I trust.
Okay, let's have a vote in 3, 2, and 1. Vote. And that's not a kill. You got one more nomination.
Yeah, I mean,
Jerry, you like downloading this game.
Chris A is on top of my list.
Eddie's up there for me, to be honest.
Well, it's if the wolves wanted me dead and like actually targeted me and forgot about the ivory tower, it's possible I'll die tonight. So I just want to put out kind of what I'm thinking right now. My top 2 suspicions are between Manny and Jesse. I think between one of those two, there's a werewolf there. I didn't like the way that, you know, Manny was kind of body language the first day, and then he didn't respond to the suspicion that I, you know, uttered when I mentioned those 5 names. It had to be brought back up for him to respond. And then
I brought that back up on my own.
Right. Well, I didn't like your, you know, I think Luciana prompted you, but I didn't like your defense. Like, it felt like you were maybe trying to convince us that a curse hadn't turned. You know, if you were a werewolf, that would be a good move for the village there, Which,
but
again,
here's,
go ahead.
So here's the thing, and this is why I brought it up. The Leprechaun knows if a curse turned. They know.
Right.
The only way it couldn't have happened is if they picked you last night. So that's why I was bringing it up. By virtue of nobody running around thinking that that somebody's definitely a werewolf, then I'm pretty sure Luciana or Barbie were targeted last night and they moved it to you, or you were just targeted last night. Either way, I think you're the reason there's no kill.
Okay.
I'm
that's
strongly
fair.
encouraging a third nomination.
Well, I'm going to finish my speech and then we can do a nomination. But the only thing that I have on Jesse is, you know, while we were talking, he kind of brought up out of the blue why he switched his vote on Anna, which I felt was really weird to do that. We were kind of talking about other things and then he brought that up, which I don't know exactly, you know, if that's just he felt like he wanted to contribute something and that's what he had. And then, so I'm on Manny and Jesse. Davey says that he trusts Jesse and he's on Manny and Jerry. I don't know if he's a werewolf and trying to push us away from that or not, but that's kind of where I'm at. I don't have any suspicion on Davey.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm finding it tougher because there's a few more quieter people in this game, so I'm trying to make a list of who I'm suspicious of and I'm good with. I've got more on the good side. I feel.
I trust Luciana. I trust Eddie.
Yeah. I trust Luciana. I trust Jesse. I trust Simon. I think I trust Connie.
Yeah, I think I trust Connie too.
So who's on your list, Eddie?
In terms of sus, I'm not 100%. I'm not fully convinced on Manny, and I have very slight suspicions of David.
What's your suspicion on Jerry, Davey?
Yesterday.
Okay, I want to hear a nomination.
I'll nominate Manny.
And Manny seconds Manny. Manny, do you want to give her the fence?
Nope, I'd rather die now than be suspicious the whole game.
Okay. Voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. And Manny has died. Manny was a villager. Go to sleep. Werewolves, wake up. Okay, thank you. Go to sleep. Leprechaun, wake up. Thank you. Go to sleep. Brothers Grimm, wake up. Write down a name. Okay, reveal in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Go to sleep. Insomniac, wake up. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please wake up. And so it's a new day, it's a new beginning for all of you, apart from Luciana, who's dead. Thank you.
How many?
I think it's a very strong likelihood that they tried to kill Luciana before.
And it was bounced to you.
Could you not change the same, like?
The Leprechaun can't move the same name twice.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be too strong.
Yeah.
I was wrong about Manny. So.
I think Manny may have been cursed, possibly. that's why he knew that you were the target, Alex. That's also might be why he was ready to go.
Why he wanted to die, actually.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
That's actually a good thought.
Yeah, because he would seem very convinced it was you, and I was thinking like, why are people so on it to be Alex? But that makes sense in my head.
So what you're saying? Sorry, Lucas.
Okay. So I like David's suggestion from the early day that the Brothers Grimm, one of them two should probably come out and at least maybe share information or say they haven't matched at all till now and they need some guidance. Because now we are on day 3. And if you don't think so?
I think, no, actually, I think, or maybe I understood you wrong, Davey. You can correct me if you want. I think the possibility is that just one of us, anybody, we can determine randomly also if you want, says what they should do. So that way no one has to come out.
Sure.
We can just have one person who says, this is how you should do it.
We can talk about that. I think that the Brothers Grimm, they can stay hidden until one of them dies and then they can give us their information.
Sure.
Yeah. And Barbie was right about what I was saying. I think one person, whoever thinks they have the best strategy, should say something, and then nobody else talk about the Brothers Grimm for the rest of the day.
I think we should nominate someone to basically be the spokesperson, whoever we trust the most.
I would be fine with David because he came up with the idea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be fine with David.
I mean, I can give it or not. I don't care. I don't think even if a werewolf gave it, that it would matter. I don't think it matters who gives it. Eddie, are you really opposed to me giving it? If you are, I won't.
Yeah, go for it. I'm interested to see what your tactic is.
Okay. So it's almost with what Lucas was saying. I think that the two Brothers Grimm, whoever is the highest one, start with the person after them and then just go in numerical order. So if Simon and Barbie are the Brothers Grimm, then pick Jerry because Jerry's higher than Barbie, and then check Jerry, then check Eddie, then check Chris, then check me, then check Jesse.
You mean higher number?
Higher number.
Yeah, higher number.
Okay. Because I thought you meant, like I'm thinking like higher
numerical order, but starting.
Oh yeah, higher number.
Yeah, number.
Yeah, and if Jesse was the highest, then it started Simon.
Yeah.
So go for that then. Go for that then in the chat. Yeah.
And then no more discussion about the Brothers Grimm.
What I didn't get was like, what were you saying about not you, David, but just what were you talking about in terms of Manny being the curse? Like, why do you think Manny was the curse? Because we got told he was a villager, and like
that was me who said that, and because he seemed very on the fact that they targeted Alex last night. He was very adamant about that, and he wanted to die. He was very like, I'm ready to go. He said, I'd rather die than anything else. And
I think it's a strong possibility.
I mean, I hope he was the curse.
Do you think he was do you think he was an unturned curse?
Yes, I do.
If he wasn't the curse, the alternative is worse. So I don't want to talk about that, but
I just thought he was confused and was, no, I'm not going to say that. Yes, I am. He was still playing Blood in the Clock Tower and thought he'd still get a vote.
Oh, don't say that.
Sorry.
Simon's got points for mentioning
we got many playing in this game, and now you're making him disappear again. Ignore that, Manny.
I need to stop saying those naughty things.
I'm actually not. People say they trust Connie, but I'm actually not sure on Connie, to be honest, because Anna was very intense in her defense. So it could be that she wanted to make Connie trusted. Like it's not that she's super high on my list, but I'm also not. She's not as trusted as many other people maybe said she is.
And it always comes after me. Every game. If you play with us, she always comes after me. She calls me out every game.
Connie, do you have any reads?
No. Yeah, at the first part of the game, I was sitting here trying to figure out what the heck was going on without having to call out that I didn't know what was going on. I thought maybe I could piece it together, but I couldn't. So finally I said, I don't know what's going on. Now I'm just trying to figure out who's what. I'm happy that I'm not a werewolf this game, because I was going to be really annoyed if I had to play a werewolf 3 games in a row. Lucas, I guess. Lucas and Chris A are the only two really I've been looking at.
It's
We
Davey.
can-
It's Davey. I think Davey for me.
Well, I
Here,
can't
you
go
and
after
then I'm
Lucas
going to
because
start
I don't
pushing
want to
you.
lose any ELO.
Anybody remember, did Luciana call out someone she was suspicious of?
Yes, Chris. She was agreeing with me on Chris. A.
A. Okay.
I'm not super suspicious of per se, but I could be wrong.
I'm more suspicious of Chris R.
I'm not really. I feel like the Chris's are good, but I could be wrong.
Well, I think we should at least consider the people who Manny and Luciana called out, and Manny called out Jerry and Eddie.
I am
And-
very suspicious of Eddie, to be honest.
I think Eddie's fine.
I'm good.
I don't think Anna would have gone after. Did she? No, did she go after? Yes, she did. I don't think Anna would have gone after Eddie.
She said she wasn't sure of me, and that normally is a tell that she's a wolf. And
Yeah.
I voted down on Manny because I thought he was wolf, because the fact that he was then jumped on that saying thinks I'm a wolf. I got sus on Davey, just because again it's like it's very easy to jump on the bandwagon when I get called out, so I'm an easy name to be thrown out as sus, and a lot of people are get Jerry because of the way she plays. So I am my suspicion moment is Davey. I think Alex is good. Eddie, I'm not sure, but he was name dropped with me as well, so that's a bit 50-50. Davey, I think is I do actually trust. Jesse, just because something he said earlier, but I'm not going to say what. Barbie, I haven't heard of yet, so I'm still not sure until she sort of speaks out, because I think I've got a read on how she plays, on which side she's on.
I think, sorry, the three people, so Connie, Jerry, and Eddie, the three people that I think Anna sort of verbally said separately, I think are fine. She did say it was one of the ones that said like everybody in the bottom row. And we know now that Manny's not one of them. And I think that's quite a generic way to get, there could be a werewolf in that in the bottom three out of Chris.
Well,
Davey, and
almost
Jess.
has to, because we are running out of people.
Oh, I suppose in
Okay,
terms of numbers, yeah, that's yes.
I'm going to start pushing you for a nomination.
Well, I will nominate Chris A.
Sure. And I see a second. Chris, do you want to give a defense?
I'm a villager. I mean, not a werewolf. Don't want to say any more than that at the moment. I mean, I think Luciana probably was targeted to put me under suspicion.
Okay, thank you. Voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. Two down, not enough.
I will be right back in 2 seconds.
So I would have downvoted if it had not been first nomination. I did not like his defense at all.
I never consider that at all.
Abby, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm really struggling with whether or not to say that, but
come back to it later.
I'm. Yeah, maybe it's better I don't say that.
So you are hinting at the role, Bobby.
No, I mean, yeah, I should just say it. It's stupid, but I mean, maybe the werewolves have had that same thought already, so it's maybe pointless to just be quiet about it. I was actually worried that when Chris earlier made a comment that a lot of people didn't like, I was worried that he was hinting at something he might be. And actually, that's one of the reasons I trust Jesse now, because Jesse was very like, stop. And I thought like, yeah, but I don't know. I really wouldn't have liked to say that, but I felt like the fact that I even now paused, yeah.
So I guess we should ask Jesse.
But we have a leprechaun, so.
Well, let's have a second nomination.
I want to nominate Davey, please.
Davey, your defense?
Yep. I understand what Barbie's saying. I don't think that I don't think that I agree. I don't think that Chris A is a Brothers Grimm. I have I think a pretty good idea about who one of them is. And then Jerry, I don't know what you meant by me jumping on the bandwagon, because Anna had said she was unsure about you, and I don't remember anybody else saying anything else about you. I just, on day 2, you looked uneasy. And then Chris A was the defense yesterday was just super, nothing. And so that's why I still think more so Werewolf than Brothers Grimm. And then I had thought Manny, but obviously I was wrong about that. I don't know if he was cursed or not. And Alex, the reason I said yesterday that I trusted Jesse was because he was one of the 4 people that worked to get Anna out. And I know that Alex does that, but I don't know that Jesse does that when he's the werewolf killing one of his own.
Can I ask a question?
Okay.
No.
Voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. 2 down, not enough. So 3 down, not enough.
A question, Jesse?
Never mind. I don't want to ask it anymore.
So while you were away, Barbie was saying that Chris could be Brothers Grimm because you were defending him so vehemently.
Oh, it's not. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Chris could be a Brothers Grimm. I am not a Brothers Grimm, but I did get that vibe as well. Because just of the things he's been saying. I mean, he could just be pulling the wool over our eyes, but just looking at his mannerisms and stuff, I feel kind of good about Chris A, but I could be wrong. I don't want to like put my life on it. I don't love the 3. My top 4. I don't know. Whatever. I have on my suspect list: Lucas, Simon, Eddie, Barbie, and Jerry is number 5. And then Simon, Jerry, and Eddie all voting down on that didn't make me feel great about it.
Because I do feel Dave is a wolf. Like he didn't defend himself properly then. That's all. He didn't say it was like his. He didn't
do
say
you
it was
have a
like
night
a
roll?
daughter.
Can we move to an award nomination?
I'll nominate Jerry.
I second Jerry.
I feel fairly good about Jerry.
Okay, Jerry, your defense.
Okay, I am a villager. I'm good. I have no role, so apart from numbers, if you want to kill me, that's fine. I am just a plain villager. Like I said, I think my sus at the moment is Davey. He's my only sus at the moment. I think Alex is good. I think Jesse and Chris A are good. Lucas, I'm not sure because he did vote up to save Anna earlier, and I don't know. I think Barbie's good, but I don't know, a bit more information. I think if she gets asked her opinions again, I'll be able to form an opinion properly in a bit. So,
okay. Muting you all because we're going to bed after this, and voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. I think that's 5 down. There's 11 of you. That's not enough. I'm just double checking I got the count right. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, so no one is killed, and we go to bed. Werewolves, wake up. I need a name. Okay, thank you. Leprechaun, wake up. Thank you. Brothers Grimm, wake up. Three, two, one, feel. Thank you. Go back to sleep. Insomniac. And that's everyone, so you can all wake up. And you wake up in the night to find that Chris A has been killed.
Who voted up to save Jerry then? I know I
You
did.
and Simon, who I
Me. I did.
Are we all going on your sus list, Eddie?
No, in fact, you're on my
we
good
asking?
list. You're on
What are we
my
asking?
good list. In
What?
fact, I think that was an easy move to vote Jerry off if the Wolves wanted to.
the
So
wolves might not want to because maybe she's a wolf as well.
no.
If anything, we only had one werewolf dead, and I would say if she's a wolf, everyone votes up because people.
So there's one thing that we should do real quick here is there was a lot of people that had suspicion that Chris A was a Brothers Grimm. So if that's true, and if there's only one Brothers Grimm left, that person should come out now.
But if the apprentice is still alive, don't.
Okay. Shock.
Oh,
I'm the
yeah,
Brothers.
that's a good
I'm the
point.
I'm Brothers Grimm, and I've been absolutely useless. Well, we have been absolutely useless.
Even the last night.
Well, I had no friend.
Didn't the apprentice take over?
They are both dead already? How's that possible?
I mean, the
would
apprentice
not
could have
say-
died at any
Eddie,
time.
don't
Oh,
say
no.
no, don't say if you did with the apprentice or not, because it would give information to the wolves about other roles that might be dead.
Mm-hmm. Who was your original Brothers Grimm?
Luciana.
Oh.
Why did you wait?
What do you mean by why did I wait for what? Like, because I was.
You guys never matched up.
That's why I was pushing for a strategy, and I thought the
Well,
strategy.
so
was
then
gonna
you
go-
know you're saying the apprentice hasn't woken up with you.
Not last night, no.
Okay.
That's why I was kind of like hinting towards. I kept on trying to hint to let's do alphabetical, and I thought Luciana was hopefully going to cut on to that, but she didn't, and we kept on just picking wrong names.
I'm not sure if I'm making sense. Please correct me if I'm not. But is it possible that they actually hit the curse in the first night, and that Alex is a wolf and used his? Maybe they hit me because I'm immune. I have immunity as a defense. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, and just want to see if that's a possibility.
Well, who did you target last night, Chris?
I'm not a wolf. I just want to know if that's a reasonable idea or if I'm making a logical error here.
I don't understand.
That's the
Elliott,
second
can I have
thing
a
I
rules
have written down for you
clarification?
that you've been trying to push towards villagers.
Elliott, rules clarification with the ivory tower. Is it the first kill, or is it the first day and night?
I said day one and night one.
And night one. Okay, so it definitely couldn't have been Alex cursed. Or would the ivory tower protect against cursed?
Yeah, because we've generally said that bodyguard type things do protect against cursed ever since we took the poll.
Okay, so if anything was happened onto night one and it was moved to Alex, then Alex would be protected. Cool.
Question: could curse stack with rolls, or is it only a plain villager that would be cursed?
Cursed was a role.
Okay, by itself.
Yeah, so someone got cursed as their role.
Yeah.
There's a few suspicions left, but Chris R is ratcheting up my suspicion list, so I'm just going to nominate her.
I can get behind second, not top of the list, but I can get behind second for that. I'll second.
Chris R, defense.
I didn't want to push with that question. I just wanted to make sure that if it's a possibility or not, because it was circling around in my head and I wasn't sure if it is really reasonable, because I'm making logical errors sometimes. And because I have a good feeling on Jesse, and I found that Alex and Jesse were clashing heads a lot. So because I'm feeling good about Jesse, I'm not sure about Alex. I have a hard time getting reads here, but at this point in the game, I might as well come out. I'm the hunter. And it's at this point, I have a hard time deciding who I would shoot, honestly.
But
So
who
I
would you shoot in case the werewolves kill you in the night?
Is it wise to say that? So if they knew, I wouldn't.
No.
Well, you don't have to say the
Think
truth.
about it. Just
You
think
don't
about
have
it.
to say the truth.
Yeah.
We are in a nomination, and so we are going to vote on whether or not to string Chris up and hang her. In 3, 2, 1, vote. And you've all decided to give Chris a reprieve.
Okay.
Simon,
Lucky
do you have
you,
a name?
Alex.
I believe you, Chris. Nobody else is
Yeah,
counterclaiming.
I believe Chris as well.
Lucky you, Alex, that she came out before she died.
I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I am not butting heads with Jesse at all. I said one thing about him. I retracted that because I was wrong about Manny. I could easily be wrong about Jesse. I don't have those same strong feelings about him.
Yeah, I may have used the wrong words. I meant more that you were disagreeing a lot, and there was this thing. I think 2 times where one of you said, "I think this," and the other said after that, "Actually, I don't think this is." At least that's what my memory says. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I felt there was kind of what the one person thinks, the other person disagrees with thing between you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I'm. Well, never. I won't say it.
Do we think the Leprechaun's still alive? Probably, right?
So do you think?
I think so.
So
I don't think the werewolves would have targeted Chris A, because it was sus on him. So I don't think the werewolves would have directly targeted Chris.
Probably
So
Alex again.
I feel pretty good now in terms of who I'm good and not with. With Chris A coming out as Hunter, she was a question mark for me. So I really, like David number 1 and Lucas would be 2 for me.
You feel great about Lucas? Why?
Not great. I feel like
I'm starting to feel it on Lucas. I don't want to go after him because I've never been right on him, but it's all narrowing down. I don't know.
I know it sounds super sus, but no, I wanted to say something, and now it's too late because now Eddie says he's sus of me, and now it sounds super stupid.
Shine it so.
Okay, you've had a very long day today. I know we've been letting on a bit longer, so we are going to go towards the second nomination.
I nominate Davey.
All right, I think so. 3rd time's the charm, so you might as well kill me because we're gonna keep getting on me. Eddie said last time I didn't defend myself. I don't have anything to defend. I'm not sure why I'm at the top of his sus list. I do believe him. I do think Jesse's good. I do think Alex is good. So I wouldn't say to shoot either one of them. Chris, if you die in the night, if the leprechaun's still alive, then you probably wouldn't anyway. Jerry is the only person on my sus list. I was wrong about who I thought the Brothers Grimm was. I said yesterday that I thought it was someone. I thought it was Connie, just because I know I was wrong now, but the first night there was a lot of confusion with how the Brothers Grimm worked, because the moderator said that, and then the next day or 2 days later, then Connie asked a clarification question, so I figured, oh, maybe it's her. But that's what I thought yesterday, but I was wrong. I do believe Eddie. I trust Jesse, and Alex and Jerry is the number 1. So that's for me. I don't have a read on Lucas one way or the other.
Okay, we're going to a vote now. In 3, 2, 1, vote. 2, 4, 6 down with 11 of you, so that's enough. Davey has been killed, and Davey was a werewolf. Go to sleep. So that's got to be all the werewolves, doesn't it? Well, let's see. Werewolves, wake up. Okay, thank you. Leprechaun, wake up. Brothers Grimm. And Insomniac. Okay, everyone wake up. And Lucas is dead.
Well, thanks for clearing out one of my suspicions, Werewolves. I appreciate it.
What I was trying to say yesterday was if we hit a werewolf in the day, and there's only one kill at night, you need to be careful in case the wolf cub is in the game. And they may have got the 2 kills, but one of them hit the curse if he's still around. So that's just something I was trying to get out for the last couple of days, but I just wasn't able to. Just in case you're wrong that many.
Question. Here's something. I have some stuff to say. I'm sorry, Luciana, if it's me making your ears bleed. Am I really loud, guys?
No.
Okay.
I think that was about Lucas
I think it's just when people talk over each other and get loud.
Oh, okay, good.
If in doubt, it's always Lucas.
So did we notice how quickly Lucas shut his camera off? Which is right. We saw that, right? We all saw how quickly
I did
Lucas...
notice that, but so you think?
Eddie says he's the Brothers Grimm. I'm the Insomniac. And someone wakes up next to me. And if Chris is the hunter, that means Simon wakes up. And if Lucas was the leprechaun, that means Simon's a werewolf, is where I'm going with this.
I was
Because
just
there's no
about to
other
ask if we still have an
roles.
Insomniac, actually. So.
Yeah, I've been getting thumbs up the whole time, but it was Davey, but then I got thumbs up again last night. And
Yeah.
if we believe Chris is a hunter, I have sus on Simon. And
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it's Simon, and I think it's also Barbie.
I mean Barbie's still on my list.
I never can read Barbie.
Incredibly quiet this game.
I don't feel
Yeah.
Barbie.
I feel like I've said when I've had something to say.
I feel I definitely get on board with Simon from what you've just kind of like said there. Definitely get on board with that.
Right.
I'm Barbie or Connie. I may be leaning more towards Connie, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, we can go to Simon. I want to hear Barbie speak, so I'm going to nominate Barbie.
I'll second because she's also on my sus list.
Okay, let's hear a defense.
Okay, so we're doing it without me. So I'm on the village team, and I would prefer to stay alive, especially as we're going down. But I think we have been kind of good at eliminating werewolves. My biggest suspicion at the start was Jesse, but then after their comment about Chris, which I guess turned out to be completely wrong, but that kind of for me like substantiated Jesse, and now when he's come out of the Insomniac, he is cleared. The same I think for Chris, because no one counterclaimed it, and we would have noticed if a hunter had died. So I think they're both cleared. Eddie, I was a little bit suspicious at first when he was pushing so much against Davy, and I just couldn't follow his read. I didn't have the same read on Davy, but for me now he's also obviously completely clear. Brothers Grimm plus the good read on top, so that for me leaves Simon at the top because of Jesse's information, and then Connie I can't say at all. I have no read on her. I think we have played only a couple games together. Jerry I thought was good, but I'm not completely sure about that. And I think Alex has played like he does when he's a villager. He's been quite serious actually in this game. Maybe it's the cup that brings that out in him, but yeah. That's all the information I have, so do with that what you will.
Keep voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. That's
I am actually
not enough.
Pretty on to Barb. Like I think Barbie's bad, but I feel like killing. Well, never mind. I don't want to talk about it.
well, Simon, do you wake up at night?
No, I don't. I was just trying to work. I mean, I think Jesse was 2 steps ahead of me there. So I was just working out, like, we've killed a lot of people and there weren't many roles left. And one that hadn't been claimed was the Insomniac, which is a very, very easy one to claim. And the fact that, as Eddie, you said there was no apprentice to take over from Luciana, led me to wonder whether the Insomniac was Flick and was killed day one.
That's
Are you
correct.
nodding, Jesse? Were you the apprentice? Is that what you're saying?
I was, yes. And Flick was the Insomniac, which, I mean, if we go back to, I hate to do the meta thing, but Elliott had a little gaffe, I guess you would say, when he was like, oh, we need to wake up to see if I have to send a message to the Insomniac. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, and he hasn't done it in the other nights, has he?
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
No.
That makes me believe Jesse even more, though.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
they're definitely a hunter. I mean, yeah. So no one counterclaimed Chris, and there's no way that Chris would know that there wasn't a hunter left. I mean, she would know that the hunter was still in the
Yeah,
game.
you know, 100% there was a hunter.
Yeah, so I gotta, unless Elliott made a
Yeah, so
mistake.
basically, I mean, your reasoning is right. Yeah, you're wrong. I don't wake up at night. So I don't know why I don't think you are the Insomniac. I think somebody else got it and they must have died. I just don't know who. And then, so after Jesse, then the only other people would be the people who are claiming regular villagers or who haven't claimed anything yet, which would be Connie. Oh, still a lot of people. Crud. I thought there was more people with roles still alive. So, because I don't know.
Connie, do you have
Chris
a role?
R's the hunter. Eddie is a grim. Eddie's pretty grim.
Connie, do you have a role?
I have
Four
no
other
role.
villagers. Yeah.
I would
If
like.
there
I would
ever-
like. Sorry, Connie. Sorry to interrupt. Go on.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, it wasn't a good thing I was going to say actually in regards to you. I was just going to say I do want to vote Simon off, but I actually want to nominate Connie to hear a proper defense from her.
I don't think we should do that, to
No?
be honest.
Well, it is a good time for a second nomination.
I mean, I'm just a little worried about the third nomination, right? Like,
I'll make sure to get it on Simon real quick.
okay, you better. Or minus 50 points.
Finger on the trigger.
Second nomination, please.
Does anyone want a second Connie?
I mean, go ahead. Someone else do it because I don't know.
Like the reason you're not doing it is because of the cup scoring?
No, I
Is
just
that why?
am very much on Simon. I understand wanting Connie to talk, but
Okay, moderator ruling here. Anyone who talks about cup scoring again will be mod killed. You can all unmute. I would like a second nomination.
I am worried about a third nomination, like rushing from Werewolves. That's why I don't want to nominate Connie. That's all.
I talk fast. I'll get in there.
I mean, if you guys
I
want
would
to
like to
second Connie,
nominate
go for it.
Jesse.
I'm not a werewolf.
Was that?
I nominate Jesse.
I'll second.
Jesse's just nominated in the second nomination of him. Cool.
Okay, Jesse, what's your defense?
I did that so Simon can't do the third nominations because I think we should kill Simon. So there we go. If there is another werewolf after Simon, it's between Barbie and Connie, 100%. I mean, I trust Alex, Eddie, and Chris R 100%. I trust Jerry 80%, 85%, which I feel like is pretty good for Jerry. So if there's another one, it's between Connie and Barbie. I understand Eddie's reasoning, but I want to make sure that Simon goes next.
Okay, voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. One vote down isn't enough.
I nominate Simon.
I've had the nomination for Simon. Do I see a second? Okay, Simon, your defense.
Yeah. So I guess, as I say, I think I don't know where Jesse's coming from. I think he's been smoking something wrong. So he's obviously a suspicion. But then the rest, it's got to be people who are the what do you call it? The people who haven't claimed roles, the regular villagers, Connie, Alex, Barbie, and Jerry. It's got to be at least, it's got to be 2 of those, I think.
Okay, voting in 3, 2, 1, vote. Okay, that's a dead Simon, and Simon was a werewolf. Go to sleep. Werewolves wake up. Thank you. Leprechaun, wake up. Thank you. Insomniac, wake up. Brothers Grimm, wake up. Thank you, everyone. Please wake up. And you find that Alex and Chris have been killed.
Ooh.
So,
Is Chris not shooting
sorry, wait.
anybody?
No, stay on mute for a sec. What I should say is, Chris, you get to take someone out with you when you go.
Oh gosh. Connie.
Connie, you're also dead. Thank you.
The game continues.
Game continues.
Okay.
3 villagers. Right?
Yeah.
This got really small, really
That
quickly.
was a big mistake, not killing me, I would say, because I got a thumbs down. So I knew Connie wasn't the werewolf. So I'm pretty sure it's Barbie. Like I'm Jerry, if it's you, like
Yeah.
If it's me, Jesus, I played the game of my life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you played really well because I'm on Barbie now. But if it's you, Jerry, fair play.
Right, because Connie was the biggest suspicion besides Barbie.
Yeah.
Unless you've been playing as all Jesse, like you did with your spy game.
No.
I hope you haven't. I hope
No.
you haven't.
I promise. I got Apprentice, and yeah, I was confused because in the rules that Lucas posted, it said the Apprentice was only for the Brothers Grimm, but then Elliott sent me Insomniac.
Is it worth nominating you, Jerry, just to see your defence? Because sometimes you kind of fall apart a little bit. What do you
I
reckon?
would have fallen apart way before now if I was werewolf. Believe me, if you're not played my games with me.
Just a quick rules clarification, just so we don't get stuck in any possible stalemates. I'm not going to require seconds because otherwise you'd struggle to get a second nomination. But I'll only let you nominate once today, given there's 4 of you.
Real quick, before you're only on 8.
Once each.
Should we let go to sleep?
I was about to say that because we don't need to make a guess if we get reduced options.
We know the
by
Wolf Cub
tomorrow.
already went, right?
Yeah.
Jerry, you're
We
not.
had 3
None of you
people
guys
die
are.
last night.
You promise.
Well, no.
Jerry, you're not cursed, are you? Okay, because I
Again,
be very
if
mad at you.
You are not my
Barbary
father.
cursed.
You are not my father.
Because that would be horrible.
I'd be playing the game of my life. I'd be doing assignment if that was the case.
Yeah, I feel good with Jerry.
Should we just go for it, or should we go to sleep and then go for the final 3? I'm okay
So,
either way.
so you want to go to sleep just to see if your power pops off, yeah?
No, just because there's like a 1 in 4 chance right now, and if tomorrow would just be a 1 in 3 chance of hitting the werewolf, that's the only benefit you see.
I think we just nominate. I'll nominate Barbie. I think we should just. I'll nominate Barbie.
I'll second it.
There's no way Eddie could have known. Okay, all right.
There's no way I could have known what.
At 2, you're not the werewolf. You are not
Me?
the werewolf. Yes.
I'm not the werewolf. I'm not the werewolf. I was the Brothers Grimm, and I've been
Right.
useless at Brothers Grimm.
There's no way you would be able to guess that 2 Brothers Grimm died and then claim Brothers Grimm after that, and that the Apprentice didn't get Brothers
Can I
Grimm.
just say, if you've got this completely wrong, the chat is going to be screaming their heads at us. They're gonna be
Right.
like, "Oh my
Okay. I'm
God."
good with you dominated and she seconded. Okay. Well, you said they didn't even need a second.
Do I
So
get to defend before they vote?
Yeah.
They were already putting the thumbs up. So the way I see this, there is a hole somewhere, but because I don't actually think that Jerry is a wolf, but I'm not sure where the hole is. I feel like Jesse's story is so complicated that it cannot be made up.
Oh, okay.
But I also think that Eddie would make the ballsiest claim ever to say that he's a Brothers Grimm when I think there was like 4 people dead at the time he claimed it. Like, I'm struggling with this, honestly. Like, the easiest solution would be that it's Jerry, but for me, I just don't think it's Jerry. But I don't know who it is. I recommend that we go tonight. If you feel like you will kill me tomorrow anyway, we might as well get it over with. But it's not me. I'm a villager. You have to make the call. Like, I mean, I know what you all think about me, but yeah.
Yeah, as I said, I will accept a nomination from. Sorry, who nominated?
That was Eddie.
Sorry, Eddie. Okay, Eddie nominated on Barbie. Yeah, so voting in 3, 2, 1, vote.
Jerry
And
Elliott.
with that, Barbie has been killed.
What was she?
Turn your camera off, please. And
What was
Barbie
she?
was a wolf.
Yeah.
Barbie was a wolf. So you can put it back on. I just wanted to play with them a little.
Jerry, I was just staring at you for
For a
a
split
long period of
second, I
time.
was like,
I
oh my
thought you just
God.
like hoodwinked us at the last minute.
I won.
That was a rough game.
Yeah, that was close one. At one point, I thought the wolves had it in the bag. I think at one point we thought the villagers were running away with it, and then
I was trying to get Lucas killed for like 4 nights in a row, and no one wanted to.
Sorry, Barbie.
That was so
Okay,
sad because I was so
so-
sure he was something.
Yeah, I
some of
was
you have
decided.
worked out some of
Yes,
it,
you
but
were.
for those who hadn't, Simon was Wolf Cub. Lucas was Leprechaun. Night one, Luciana was picked. He moved it on to Chris, who was cursed and turned.
You rascal.
Luciana and Eddie were your Brothers Grimm. Flick was the Insomniac. It did move to the Apprentice Jesse when Flick died day 1. Okay, yeah, you know who your I think you know who all the other wolves were. You know who your hunters were. Yes, I think you know everything else. What I would say is the night where Chris died at night, the leprechaun was still alive, so Alex was picked, and of course the leprechaun knew Chris was bad and was right next to him.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the reason I was doing that was so that basically I could sort of hint to see whether the leprechaun was still alive, because then the werewolves would know that the leprechaun's still alive.
Yeah.
So the night you guys picked Alex, I was like, is Alex
was
a
the
wolf?
bad-
And no, is Alex a wolf? And you're
Yes,
just
I mean,
double
that's another thing.
shaking
It
me.
would really freak
Because
Yeah,
now in retrospect,
that-
it was between Chris and Barbie, and you know, regardless of where I move it, I kill one of you 2 wolves.
Yeah, that
So I was
was
like,
really
is Alex a wolf? Maybe.
No, never.
that was really the turning point of the game, because
Yeah.
at that point
Thinking
there were
thinking
10
back-
players alive and 4 wolves. So if a villager
Yeah,
had
in
died at that
hindsight-
point,
In hindsight, picking Lucas would probably have been a better kill, but
Well,
Thought
the
you
thing
were
is,
bad.
that confirmed to us it was Lucas, and the trouble was there weren't
Yeah.
many
I knew it
villages
was
that we could
Lucas
choose with
from like
villages
day
either
1.
side.
Oh,
Because
well,
as soon
day
as
2
Chris,
maybe.
we both knew straight away it was Lucas. Barbie me the next
Yeah.
night. And if we hadn't have killed the leprechaun then basically every single one, there was a possibility of it getting moved to one of the werewolves. So I know it basically meant we had no, but we had to kill Lucas so that it wouldn't get moved anymore.
as I say, being cursed and then dying, it's not terrible for the wolves.
yeah,
'Cause-
I mean, you had a few options to do that. You can target, say, Eddie, who has got a villager on either side as
Yeah.
well, or something like that. You can go for someone where you can say target Davey, where it's a little less clear. There are options available. I was shocked when you picked that option, Alex.
You know, I thought me and Luciana did a fantastic job as the Brothers Grimm.
I thought Alex and Flick were the Brothers Grimm, first of all, because they just seemed to be so in sync with each other.
Yeah.
I tried giving you hints. I said I agree with Manny when you put up Manny the next day. I said I agree with Manny.
I was trying to give you hints as well. But
Neither of you were on my
Yeah,
Brothers Grimm radar. It
That's
was
the
like,
problem with Brothers Grimm. Everyone, each one tries to give hints to the other.
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
either Chris
Yeah.
Chris, Connie, or Manny were my Brothers Grimm people. So when Eddie was like, I'm like, yeah, right, not the Brothers Grimm.
I did like your strategy for Brother Grimm. Day one, talk about how we're not talking about Brothers Grimm. Day two, talk about how one person only should talk about Brothers Grimm. Day three, talk about who the one person is who should talk about Brothers
I
Grimm.
actually had Flick written down, but I thought if Flick is a wolf, she's so obvious. I don't need her. But then I saw you had her written down as well. So I was just like, Flick.
Yeah.
But it didn't
It's
work.
like, I was trying to act like I was an important role so that basically, because being cursed, it's like, if I die early as a villager, it's not terrible. If I get targeted by the wolves, I turn to a wolf. So.
But you lost points for being on the losing team.
Well,
I'm on the winning team. Yay!
Me too.
As I say, I mean, the plan was that if I was still a villager cursed, sort of a couple of nights in, I probably would have come out and said, "Yeah, just kill me."
I broke my losing streak. Yeah.
I was so worried then, but when it went to that last vote, then like Jerry wasn't looking when she was kind of like putting her thumb up and down, and I thought she was just trying to keep it together, and like she literally hoodwinked Jesse right at the end.
Yeah, that was so unfortunate that Jerry is like. It was just so clear that you were good. I was like, how am I gonna work this? This is not going to work.
But maybe thought that one was
if he had gone to sleep, I mean, Eddie probably would have been the best target. Or Jesse, this is the problem. It's like,
when like in the beginning, I was kind of like suspicious of Jerry. But, like the longer she lasted, the better I felt.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, it was like if you guys probably would have like done Jerry like the second day, like third nomination, I might have voted down. I think I did vote down once on Jerry. I did vote down on that third nomination when she survived, and I was like super. I'm like, oh, like she's a wolf. But then you were very non-wolf like in the end.
Yeah, Jerry, you know the wolf saved you. Simon and Bobby both voted up on you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Don't let it get to your head.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of points racked up for slogging a couple of nominations. It's like, yay.
When I feel I was so like on like thinking Davey was good that whole time, which I was wrong about.
I had Davey down and said some.
I just read something in it. I know it's really, but just in his voice, he just didn't have that passion when he was saying things. He was saying the right things, but he just didn't have that. I don't know, that level of kind of like passion, or I don't know. It just felt like he just felt like a wolf to me.
I think that's usual though. But Adam, I better get points for surviving 2 nominations as the werewolf.